using my blanket to sit on this morning. It's not quite as hard as the brick that I normally would use. So just find some comfort. I'll warn you though, I did do this class the other day there, and the first part seems really easy when you look at the stick men. Oh, here she goes. But it's quite strong on the back. So if you want to find a wall quickly and sit against it, that's one way of getting through this. The other option is just to take your hands down whenever your back feels it needs a rest, and possibly cross and recross your legs. So it doesn't go on forever, but I was quite surprised at how strong it was, or maybe I was just feeling weak and weedy this time. So it's using Anjali Mudra. So obviously there's quite a connection there, and it does feel quite powerful through the back of the shoulders. Very, very good for our posture to do this now and again. But if you do feel it and it gets a bit tiring, pop your hands down, have a little rest, or lean against a wall, not lean against, sit against a wall, and it just takes some of the weight out of you there. Okay, so coming to gratitude week on the run up to Christmas, and thinking of being thankful for things. Anjali Mudra seemed appropriate therefore. Anjali means offering, and Anjali Mudra is our offering seal, or our gratitude seal, our prayer hands we sometimes call them. Anjali also is to do with our heart. So we're going to start first of all with Nadi Shodhanam, alternative nostril breathing. If you want to, if you'd rather just sit and breathe with your eyes closed and do your own thing this morning, Ujjayi breath or whatever you feel like, then please take your choice. But if you want to come with me, we're going to take our two fingers up to our third eye. So just above the center point of your eyebrows there, you'll find a kind of R spot if you move your fingers about a little bit. And it's your ring finger, your middle finger and your index finger there. You can fold the fingers in if you want to. And we're going to place our thumb on our right nostril and our ring finger on our left nostril. No, yes. Okay, so finding the points that we need there with our hand, connecting it to the parts of our face that we need it on. We're going to start then just to notice our breath. I think mine needs to calm down and cool down a little bit. So just letting the breath be for a couple of breaths, and then starting to breathe in carefully through your nostrils to try and take a little bit more control of your breath, to slow it down, to take it to a deeper place. Remembering to breathe out to the same length from the bottom of where the breath reaches upwards. And then when you're ready, we're going to close off the left nostril and breathe in through the right. And then breathe out through the right. Closing off the right nostril, breathing in through the left. And out through the left. And back to the right nostril, breathing in and out of each alternatively. Just taking a few rounds on your own of that, seeing if you can slow down a little bit more. See if you can make it quite rhythmic, so try not to have any pauses today. And often we would not do it in this fashion, we'd do in right, out left. Now I'm going to confuse you. But today we're just doing in and out of the same nostril, then swapping. Don't have to do alternative nostril in a set standard way. It's just connecting to the breath, breathing better, clearing the tubes, those channels, the nadis, and also calming the mind. Remember our breath there to connect our mind and body and slow things down in both. Make them work together in a balanced fashion. And to bring us to the present. So whatever you're finding it's doing for you here, it's doing something that's beneficial. And it's what you probably need most. Whether it's connection, whether it's calming, whether it's just being in the present rather than thinking ahead. One of your greatest tools, remember this over the next few days. So once you finish your left nostril, that part of the round, let go of the control of the breath and just breathe. And keep your fingers there where they are. If your hand's getting heavy now, pop your other hand under your elbow and hold that arm up. It helps to just take the weight off that side. And then just circle a few times in one direction, round where you can feel that eye spot, that third eye spot. Give it a little massage with the two fingers that are there in your mudra. Take it slowly, move it around until you feel that spot that there's a bigger connection with. It's a pressure point that you'll feel. Great one for when your eyes are a bit sore or you've got a little bit of a headache coming from eye strain. This is a great point to focus on with a little massage. Go in the other direction as well, so circle in the other direction. If you do this to a rabbit when it's in your arms, or a cat, or a dog, probably any animal, we've all got third eyes. It's interesting to watch their reaction. Try it if you can get it on one of your animals, try it. See what happens. Usually they calm down, the rabbits just flop, the cats just flop. I've seen it happen. Give it a go with your pets. See if you've given them a treat this Christmas as well by giving them a little massage of the third eye. Okay, so letting go of that, release the hand down. And then bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, our gratitude seal. So also really good to help us physically here because we can take the thumbs and move them closer to our heart so that you can feel that spot between your shoulder blades connects a little bit more. And then you can draw your heart towards your thumbs, which will lift you up a little bit out of your pelvis. Not into a back bend, but you want to feel the two things are moving together so that you feel more extended through your spine. And then close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, or find a drishti. And focus on your two hands. So can you feel the heels together? Does it feel even? Is the pressure leaning towards your thumbs or the other side of your hand? Tips of your fingers or to the heels? Try and even the pressure out. Try and spread the pressure through your palms and fingers so that every part of it feels as connected as you can. You'll obviously have a little space probably under your palm of your hand, which is natural. That's like the instep of your palm. So that's fine, that little gap. But try and find everything else connecting. And you're connecting here, the right side of your brain to the left side of your brain. So thinking of that and eyes closed still. Nod your head gently down towards your fingers. Just gently allowing to release through your neck. Everything else stays still. And back up again. And if you can bring in the breath here, we're exhaling as we roll the head down gently, opening up the back of the neck, tucking the chin to take the weight of the head. And back up to the top. Inhaling up, remember, exhaling down, one more. Back up to the top. Open the eyes. If you need to recross legs or anything, then please do. Hands still in that position. Eyes open. Watch your right hand now. As you separate it, the left hand stays still. And you open it out and extend it from your shoulders outwards. Bring that hand back in. You can bring it in folding your elbow or you can sweep it round, whichever you want. Bring it back in. And place it gently against the other hand again. Do that now with the breath. So we're inhaling as we open. Watching the fingers, allowing the head just to turn on the top of the spine. Everything else is staying still. The arm's not going behind you, it's just going out to the side, bringing it back in on the exhale. Join it together again. Close the eyes. Same thing. Take the head, follow that where you can feel the hand moving. Allow your nose to follow it. Out to extension. We know this is proprioception. This is knowing where your body is, which you should be quite good at. We're more aware of our bodies probably than most people. Bringing the hand back in, placing it carefully against the other hand. Notice if you actually came straight back to the right point or you had to move around a little. Take it out one more time. Exhaling, lifting out your pelvis, using the breath to lift you and extend as you inhale. Exhale, sorry, did I say exhale then? Inhale. Exhaling, bringing the hand back, finding the exact points of fingertips, heels of the hand, etc. And then open the eyes, recross legs if you need to. Try and keep your hands there, but if you're getting tired, please have a little shake out of your arms. Same thing other side, so eyes open, taking the hand out, extending, really reaching through from the shoulder to the fingertip if you can. And then folding it gently back, watching it as it completes its journey back to your other hand. Placing it carefully there, taking it out again, watching. Inhaling out if you're on the breath. Exhaling in. Moving slowly can sometimes be quite frustrating for some people. Coming back to the beginning, closing eyes, doing the same process again, twice with your eyes closed. So yeah, moving slowly is not always easy to do. We tend to, particularly at this time of year, we're rushing ahead of ourselves all the time. So try and use your breath here to try and coordinate that slow pace of movement. Just watching if this side connects better when it comes back to meet the other. This is your left side joining your right. Okay, so hands still in Anjali Mudra. Open the eyes. Change legs if you need to. It might be that you need to at this moment. Keeping the hands still in Anjali Mudra. Your back's probably starting to feel this now. So go back to your posture point quickly. Draw the tummy in to support the lower back. Draw out of your pelvis. Lift up through your side bodies. Take your shoulders back towards each other on the back of your body. Okay, so eyes open here. Lift up through to the crown on your inhale. As you exhale, allow yourself just to gently rotate to your right, keeping your nose directly over your fingertips. It'll want to go ahead, believe me. Stop, take a couple of breaths where you get to. Doesn't matter where you are, just a little bit of a rotation of the spine, but watch how that nose is trying to tell you to go further. Next, inhale, inhale tall, exhale, back round to the front. Same thing to the other side, inhale tall, lift out of your pelvis, exhale rotation, keeping that nose over the fingertips. Just moving round from your left shoulder downwards. Take a couple of breaths there. Surprising maybe how far you haven't gone. We always think we should go further, and we have gone further. Turn back round to the front, release. Hands still in Anjali Mudra. Close our eyes again. And we're just going to roll forward into a cat back, but starting very gently from the top. So we've done the neck stretch, the top of the thoracic spine now. Just moving gently. Inhale tall. Exhale, keeping the hands at heart center and just tucking the chin and rolling through to about where your bra strap would be. Sorry, Gary, but just around that area, just stopping there. And then inhaling, using your sit bones to lift you back up. Eyes are closed at this point if you're comfortable with it. Back up to the top. Take one more, just down to about that middle spot in your back. Just allowing the shoulders to come forward. The neck is open and extended, the upper back, but the lower back is holding you. The tummy is engaged to help that. back up to the top. Next one, inhale tall. See if you can go just a little bit further on the exhale. Rolling out through a little bit lower in your thoracic spine, down through to your waist. Keep that tummy engaged now. Pressing gently into the sit bones, and maybe the feet even are helping here. Lifting back up on the inhale. One more like that. Inhaling, exhaling over. Tucking the tummy, tucking the chin. Rolling forward just the way you're comfortable. You don't need to go right down. We're thinking more of a curly back here rather than a head down to the knee thing. Back up to the top. Keeping eyes closed if you're still comfortable. Have a change of feet if you need to. We're inhaling. As we exhale, we're rolling down again into that cat back. As you roll back up, now open your eyes and allow your hands to separate and come up above your head and extend them out as if you were praising something, lifting up your face, opening up your front body, coming back down into Anjali Mudra, into your forward fold on the exhale, rolling forward, opening up, opening the eyes, opening the hands, opening the front of the body, lifting up, extending, taking the shoulders and the arms back a little bit here. Take one more of each of those. So rolling forward, Anjali Mudra, eyes closed, tummy engaged, rolling forward downwards. One more. Lift, open, opening everything, looking upwards. Opening the palms of the hands and the fingers as wide as you can. Coming back down, back into Anjali Mudra. And then release the hands down to the knees. Uncross, recross the legs if you need to. This is the last little bit here with the legs crossed. Hands on the knees this time. And we're just going to roll forward and hold for 2 or 3 breaths. So tucking the tummy, lifting out the sit bones, finding a little bit of space here before we roll. And then inhale right up through to your crown and exhale, just draw forward, allow your body to roll forward, just to wherever you're comfortable, using your hands as support on your knees. Maybe your legs are falling out a little bit further now as you fall forward into your forward fold. Keep everything tucked, keep the back lifted at the heart. So lift up through your heart as you roll forward. When you get down there, just take a few breaths. I've got my eyes closed here. If you want to open your eyes, it's a different experience, but do whichever you feel you want to do here. And then on your next inhale, using your sit bones and your hands a little bit, propel yourself gently up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time on the top of your spine, till you get right up to the top, and then release. Take a few shoulder rolls there, just very gently and slowly, because these muscles will be very tight. So don't go too quickly. Maybe pop your hands up onto your shoulders, use your elbows then just to rotate and open. And going in the other direction. Use the back muscles, the upper back muscles there will be quite tight and tense. So we do want to release them, but not too quickly or you might pull something. They're not warmed up properly. Tension doesn't mean, tightness doesn't mean that they're warmed up. Okay, so hands down. I'm going to take my blanket away just now. And whoops. And then we're going to bring our feet into Baddha Konasana feet. So reflecting our Anjali seal here, we're going to bring our feet together, the soles of our feet, and just look down as you do that. So often people would roll here and just open the feet up and just have the outside edges touching, so it kind of rolls the feet open. But bring the feet together here, bring the balls of the feet together, bring the heels together, bring the big toes together. It'll lift your thighs up a little bit more than if you open the feet, because your legs can't then fall out quite the same. But have the feet kind of connected here. So again, it's right side, left side connecting. This is a bandha, it's called Pada bandha. Pada means feet. So this is a seal as well. And it's a right side, left side seal to keep the energy flow going between the two. Okay, so hands in, either on your shins or your knees even. shins, or under the hard side of your feet, under the long edge of your feet, if you can reach that. That will already have made you curl forward, if you've done that, if you're like me. So draw the tummy in and see if you can draw your heart, everybody, forward between your arms. So you'll feel a big extension through your lower back there. And you're lifting your heart forward, so you won't maybe get a fully extended spine, but that's what we're thinking of, extending from the sit bone right up to the crown. And then in that position, inhale, and as you exhale, soften at your elbows, but keep your body in that position and just gently move the head forward, as if you were trying to put it over your feet. You may not go very far. If, like me, you've got quite a strong, tense lower back, then you may not go very far. You may be able to fall forward if you've got very flexible hips here, but do try and keep that long body feeling on the front of your body. So if you stayed here, you might find that you fell forward gently and your hips and the back of your body started to release, but don't push it, don't force yourself forward here. And then still in this position, tuck your tummy backwards towards the back of your spine, towards your spine rather. Tuck your chin, and then just gently allow your head to roll forward and your heart to lift through the back of your body into that curly C cat shape. And allow yourself to roll down to wherever is comfortable, but looking backwards towards you this time. Big lower back stretch, this one, but the upper body here should feel really nice and spacious, the back of the body. So see if maybe take your elbows out a little bit wider, rest them on your shins. Feel that spread across the area that we had contained when we did the Anjali Mudra process sequence. Breathe. And then gently rolling back up, tuck the chin, tuck the belly, roll up from the base of the spine, start to allow yourself to start back up. Coming back up to the top, take the legs away from you, take the hands behind you, come onto the palms of your hands on the floor if you can, not up on the fingertips here. Take the legs out to sort of hip width or maybe a little bit wider, and just do a few little windscreen wipers there, just to release off through the hips, particularly here, and to put you back into a slightly different position from what we're in. So we're counter posing. And then sit back up, excuse me, bringing your left leg out or keeping it to the side. This is the counterbalance leg. So we're going to do happy babies, which seems appropriate for, not happy baby, sorry, rock the baby, appropriate for Christmas week. So the other leg is just your counterbalance. We're working with the right foot here. Flex the right foot, lift that foot up to where you can connect with it. Your hand can go under here if that's easier, or you can tuck it through and catch round your shin. But what we want to keep is this foot flexed and a right angle here so that your knee doesn't get torqued. So then we're just lifting the leg up to where you're comfortable. You will round slightly here. Try and draw up out the front, through the front body if you can. And you will sit back slightly, possibly, just to counterbalance the weight here. But all we're doing then is, if you haven't begun to do so, all we're doing is moving through the hip. So nothing else is really moving. It's here you're thinking of moving. That hip is just rocking backwards and forwards. And again, take it nice and slowly, because that baby doesn't like to be jiggled. Take it nice and slowly, keep it nice and smooth. But just thinking of that hip movement really here. It's a great hip opener, this one. Keeping your tummy a little bit engaged though, just to support what you're doing. And breathing. And then release that foot down. Have a little shake out of that one. Take the other one up, same thing. So find your flexed foot position. Take your hand under if it's easier. Take it through if you can. Lift that shin and calf up. You want to bring the leg a little bit closer to you if you can. Might be different on this hip. You might not feel quite as flexible. So if you haven't already, begin to rock. The whole of my body starts rocking with this. I have to then remember that it's really just I'm trying to move through the hip. But if the whole of you starts to flow with it, don't worry too much. Just make sure that your knee's not feeling any pressure through it. And just enjoy that movement and space that you're creating through the hip. It can feel really tight, but it's one of those movements that it's very tight and a little bit of discomfort there, but it feels oh so good when you do it, because it's an area that's not really focused on through our daily life, but it gets very tight in there. Okay, so that baby should be fast asleep by now. Pop the foot back down. Grab your strap now and make it into quite a big circle. So I'll let you all run for your straps. Needs to be quite big, because where we're going to put it is when we lie down, we're going to put it round our thighs. If you've got it through the D-ring, you can adjust it if you need to. We're going to go into Supta Baddha Konasana. So when your legs fall out, it should support your thighs. If you haven't got your strap, too late to tell you now, you will run for it. If you haven't got your strap, your bricks will do here. But it was just to use the strap as a change of prop here from coming into this. So we're going to lie down when you're ready, have your strap, maybe pop it round your thighs before you lie down, it's easier. And then lie down onto the floor, find the support on your back now. Oh, that feels nice. And then bring your feet together in that Pada Bandha seal again into Supta Baddha Konasana, which means reclined Baddha Konasana. We're going to then just make sure that you feel that the strap is supporting your legs. So mine feels a little bit big at the moment, so I'm just going to tighten it slightly. Don't want your legs falling out too far, but you want them to feel as if you're getting that inner thigh stretch. So make them comfortable. So fiddle around until you feel that your legs feel completely supported, and you can almost forget that they're doing what they're doing and falling out. And then bring your hands to your belly. If you're down there already, hopefully you're all just about there. Bring your hands to your belly and make that diamond shape. So take your 2 index fingers, point them downwards and touching, and then take your thumbs and point them upwards and touching. So you've got a diamond shape then on your belly area. Let your upper arms just fall down so they can take some support from the floor. Then take your mind to the connection between your feet and the connection between your fingers and your thumbs. Focus on those connecting points. No need to control the breath here, just let the breath be for a moment. Just really focus, eyes closed, on the connection between your big toe and big toe. The tips of as many toes as you can touch together. The connection of the long edges of your feet with each other and with the floor. The connection of your heels. Press a little bit more into them and then release it, and you'll feel your thighs give a little bit more again. Come up to the connection between your index fingers. Press gently into both of them so they press into each other. Connecting a little bit more. Into the thumbs, connecting them a little bit more. And then connect with your breath for 3 breaths. Breathing into that diamond shape in your belly. And let go of the breath after your exhale. Let everything soften. The connections might fall apart a little bit, so don't worry. We're going to come out of this by just gently moving the strap off our legs, but we're staying flat on the floor. So kick the strap off, move it to the side. And then top half, we're going to cross our arms and hug ourselves here. So take your arms out to the side and then cross them round Whichever way you go first, doesn't matter, we'll do both. Walking the hands as far round behind you as you can to almost catch your wings of your shoulder blades if you can. So really quite a nice big tight hug there. Just watch your face isn't getting squashed though. Keep it below your chin if you can. And then lower half, legs straight out in front of you, but just cross your left ankle over your right ankle. So hips are still flat on the floor, legs are just crossed at the ankles. And then see if you can catch your two baby toes together. So you might can do them one way, or you might can go even further to put them outside of each other, play around. It's much harder to connect them that way. But try and, like we do those pinky things sometimes when we make a promise or a wish, pop the toes together, the baby toes together if you can. And take 3 or 4 breaths here. Just enjoying that human connection. Humans are very much about connection. We can't really live without connection and touch, and it's a very lonely life if you don't have that in you. So if you see somebody this week that looks a little bit sad or lonely, shake their hand, say hello. I know you would anyway. Just that human connection, particularly Christmas week, can make it very lonely for lots of people. It stands out then when people don't have that connection. So try and find somebody that you can give that human connection to. And then undo, and let's uncross and recross. Have 2 or 3 breaths on the other side, taking the big toe, the 2 little toes again together on this side, finding the wings of your back if you can. Give yourself a really tight hug. Breathe. So again, sometimes though, when we don't need any more connection with human beings, this is quite a nice thing to do as well. It draws you inwards. It puts up a little bit of a barrier to the rest of the world, and it makes you feel safe inwardly, hopefully. So sometimes when we just need to give ourselves a hug rather than have all that but busy connection with other people. So take yourself into a quiet room if you need to do this over Christmas. And then release yourself from that and come now into Shavasana. Just to finish, we're going to do a little bit of a Yoga Nidra, which was called gratitude. I'm not going to put you to sleep. It's just a little bit of meditation, really, mindful meditation. So make yourself comfortable now. If you want to put a cushion under your knees, you're only going to be here 5 minutes, but under your knees or under your head or a blanket on top of you, please do so and make yourself comfortable. Just for this last 10 minutes, actually, we're going to have hopefully of peace here. If that makes you feel strange and feels it's not what you should be doing at a yoga class, just lying still, well, yes, it is. This is the most important part of any yoga class. We just don't have time normally for it. So give yourself that recognition this morning to say that, yes, I do deserve to have this little bit of space and time just to lie here and focus. This time will be really important as you go ahead with your day. So begin now with your eyes closed to feel your eyelashes lightly touching your skin. Feeling that curtain drawn down across the world outside of you, whilst noticing any light still creeping through your eyelids. Draw your focus from that light now and inwards towards your own inner energy. Become aware of any sensations inside of your head, the taste in your mouth, the coolness inside your nostrils as your breath enters. any reverberating feeling inside your ear canals, your tongue touching your teeth, your eyes in their sockets, slight internal tension where your jawbones meet your ears, the fine hairs inside your nostrils moving with the breath. Focus deeper now into what is your communication center, where the sensation of what you hear in the world outside is interpreted and the source of that becomes clear. Where the view of the world around you through your eyes is interpreted with clarity to reflect that world for you. Where smells and tastes brought in through your nose and your mouth are interpreted and explained, giving you enjoyment or perhaps warning. Your communication center, all your senses responding for you, linking you to your environment, helping you to understand the world around you, and building your relationship with it. How lucky you are to have these senses connecting you to everything that is not you. Find a space in your head now where everything is processed. The spot in your head that seems to hold your thoughts. Thoughts that stray in randomly and without beckoning, giving you opinions, making the judgment calls for you, apparently in charge of your actions. Whose voice is it there? Not the true you, as surely this is the true you listening now. Watch for those thoughts as they pop in and take up residence, demanding attention. Observe any thoughts merely as a witness, making the decision whether to take part in their conversation with you. Learn to use a few breaths and separate them, storing those you find useful and ignoring those that are not. Watch these fade and dull without the energy they need from constant reaction. You are always able to take control of these persistent attention seekers, these thoughts that try to harass you, whispering, shouting, insisting. You can take control by detaching you, yourself, standing back, using your breath, and slowing things down to take stock of your thoughts. How lucky you are to be able to take charge of your thoughts just by using your support mechanism, your breath. Now focus more on your physical body, on your hands, your right and left hand, fingers, palms, knuckles, the whole of your right and left hand. And move your focus to your feet, your right and left foot, your right toes, left toes, the soles, the toenails, the whole of your right foot and the whole of your left foot, both your hands and both your feet, bringing that outer world to you, walking you through it, feeding you, balancing you, communicating, connecting, holding. How lucky you are to have your hands and feet. And finally, come to your torso, to the skin, to your outer organ, which keeps the inner organs safe, keeps them warm, cool, separate, connected to the world around you. Inside to your bones, to your spine, to your ribs, your muscles and tissues that all hold you together, hold you up, carry you around, moving you at your will or automatically when necessary. And inside to your inner organs, your kidneys, your bladder, bowel, stomach, liver, lungs, heart, all with their own functions, all playing their part individually and collectively to keep you healthy, to keep you strong, to fuel you with energy, to rid you of waste and toxins, to circulate your life forces. How lucky you are to be living inside such a perfectly designed body that keeps you alive. So now take a few breaths. Start to control your breath again. Watch the breath come inward. Watch the breath leave you. Know that it will begin again. Maybe sigh the breath out through your mouth. For those of you that can stay in Shavasana, then please do. For those of you that can't and have to move on with the day, very slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, have a little roll through your feet and your wrists. Roll through your hips, rock them from side to side on the floor. Take your head gently from one side to the other, waking up the top of your spine again. Taking the arms gently above the head or out to the side a little bit more. And having a right side body stretch, move through your soles, through your fingertips. Draw it all back together again towards your waist. Take it to the left, nice long side body stretch. Drawing back towards the center. Take both sides in a nice long stretch out. Maybe flexing the feet, connecting through the thighs, wakening the legs up, squeezing the glutes. And then releasing everything back towards center. Take your right knee to your chest and your left knee to your chest. Hands on your knees. And just have a little rock again through from side to side on your back. Bringing your shoulders into it a little bit as well, massaging the back of the body here. Come back to neutral. Take a few hip circles by just rolling the knees out in a small circle, moving towards a bigger one, and then back round in the other direction, moving back towards a small circle. Take a couple more in each direction there, just waking up, letting the shoulders maybe come into it as the circles get bigger. Bringing the feet down to the floor, one at a time, stretching the legs away from you. Anything else you need to do before you move, please do so. Otherwise, open your eyes now carefully. Just blink them open slowly. And then when you're ready, come over onto your side body. Take a breath there maybe before you move up in case you feel dizzy. Take your time, come back up to sitting into Sukhasana. Does it feel easy again, or does it feel harder to get back into Sukhasana? Does it feel easy to get up and start your day, or does it not? Whatever it feels, hopefully that's made you feel better, more attached to yourself, more able to cope with other things around you. And as the week goes on and things get busier, or maybe they don't, hopefully you still can come back to that sense of calmness that you found somewhere there in class. Thank you, everybody. Back to our gratitude seal now to finish. The gratitude seal is a sign of respect. In many cultures and in many religions, we use these prayer hands. So Anjali Mudra is a very respected sign. And the saying we put with it, Namaste, is also highly respected, meaning the light in me, may it always greet the light in you. So truly, Namaste.